witnessing to Jesus about Jesus. That's exactly what happened with the two disciples as they were heading on the road to Emmaus. Jesus comes alongside them and starts asking them some questions, and they go, "Are you the only one who's around here who doesn't know what's happened?" And Luke chapter 24 and verses 20 and 21 says, "They said, 'The chief priests and our rulers handed him over to be sentenced to death, and they crucified him. But we had hoped he was the one who was going to redeem Israel.'" We had hoped. Can you just hear the despair that was in their hearts as they were losing hope? Hope is such an important thing. And here Jesus had this divine appointment with them, a very literal divine appointment as he walked side by side with them. At our last big camp, John Bradshaw came to talk about the program which he's going to be presenting on Hope Channel later this year called Unbreakable Hope. I had the privilege of interviewing him, and as I was asking, well, how can we try and do something in preparation for that program, he talked about divine appointments. And that really stuck with me. He gave some personal examples, and I decided then to keep looking for divine appointments in my life. Just recently, I was traveling back from Palmerston North, and I thought, I wonder if this lady who's sitting beside me on the plane, if this is a divine appointment. So I asked her some questions. Where's she going? Why is she going to Auckland? What does she do? I discovered that she is a marketing manager for a wine company. I talked about I'd been to Longburn College, about Seventh-day Adventist. I told her I was a Christian, asked her if she had a faith, but the conversation went nowhere. And I thought, well, if that was a divine appointment, maybe it wasn't a divine appointment. We flew to Auckland, and as we were taxiing to the terminal in Auckland, I asked her another question. I said, "Do you have any family?" And she said, "Yes, I've got my husband and I've got a 2-year-old, and it's interesting you ask because we have been discussing whether we should have our infant baptized or not." Well, that was the door that I wanted to open. Well, that was the opportunity that I had to speak to her about my faith in Jesus and what it meant to be baptized, and how we believe in dedicating children and baptizing believers. And after that short interaction, she said, "Wow, you've given me a lot to think about." And I challenged her to have her own faith in Jesus Christ. I once felt guilty that if I wasn't attempting to witness to every stranger, that I was actually failing. But understanding that God gives divine appointments. And not only that, but when he gives us these divine appointments with people, he will also give us the things to say, the questions to ask. And so as we go through this year, and as you go through this year, I want you to look for divine appointments. Pray for them. Pray for people. Ask questions. Don't feel guilty if it goes nowhere. But remember that we have this hope in Jesus Christ. We have an amazing faith and message for these last days that we're living in, because we have an unbreakable hope in Jesus. May God guide you to look for divine appointments this year.